Hey you guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ayona. For you guys who are new here, we talk all about the make and start of our candle business here on this channel. I know I have been gone for a while, you guys, and that is for very good reason. I was in summer school and I just realized that I was not able to obtain every single thing that I had going on. I have reached my 1,000 subscriber milestone, and that is all due thanks, high praises to you guys. I am so overwhelmed with joy. I'm just so happy that we are growing this channel. That is literally what we're meant for. I want this to be a community where we can help each other out. Thank each and every one of you for being here, for however you've contributed to this channel growing. In today's video, guys, I want to talk about things that I think that you should do before starting your candle business, and I don't think that you should necessarily start if you have not gone through all of these steps to make sure that your candle business is in tip-top shape before you get started in selling your goods. Now, this is in no particular order. I also probably will make this a two-parter just because there is so much information that goes into starting your candle business in the beginning, but I just kind of wanted to briefly go over those steps again. Yes, I do have a video, and it's literally these are the things you need to do before you start your candle business. But a lot of people still ask me all the time, what did you do? What did you do? What do you think I shouldn't do? Is there anything that you feel like I can get away with not doing? So I'm gonna go through just some of the steps. They're in no particular order, so don't think that they are. Just take notes on these things, guys, because I promise they're going to be very helpful tips that is gonna help you get started in your candle business. So without further ado, we're just gonna get right into the video. First up, not start your candle business first and foremost if you are not committed to consistency. Understand that your motivation is not always going to be there, but if you are consistent, that consistency will bring back your motivation. So know that it takes time and that this will not be an overnight win. This will not be something that you see success from just because told everybody that you're making candles now, so tomorrow you need to be selling out every single candle. Realistically, that may not happen for you. Don't think like it can never happen to you, but also you guys just don't get discouraged and continue to be consistent. Motivation will fade in and out throughout this process, but your consistency cannot waver if you guys want to see gains from this business. Next thing is those legal requirements, guys. I feel it is very, very necessary to do up front because you want to make sure your business is legal before you sell any candle to any stranger. Now, am I saying like if you're still in the testing phase and all you give to is friends and family, people that you really, really, really trust, then yeah, in a way, but again, when things happen, you really don't know how people are going to react in certain situations. Understand that you are giving people a flammable item. So again, you don't know how people are going to react, no matter how close you think you are to them. Just make sure that you do your legal requirements up front. It's going to be costly. I'm not here to discourage you from doing it. I'm just here to be upfront and let you guys know that is what it is. Do your legal requirements, guys. Especially if you're somebody who you feel like this is going to be long term. I try to encourage everybody, even if you feel like this may not be long term. I don't really know who all goes into starting a business where they don't want it to be long term or eventually turn into something else. So I'm pretty sure there's people out there, but for the most part, we all are in this for the long haul. So make sure that you're doing all of your legal requirements up front. If you do your research and you absolutely feel like none of this still makes sense, you watch all the YouTube videos, you've done your Google researching, you feel like none of this makes sense, then it may be time to reach out to, every state has them, like a small business administration, and see if they can give you a list or resources or like a resource center that is going to give you a list of all the steps that you need to take so your business is deemed as legal. Next, I would say get insurance. You guys, hopefully you never need the candle insurance, right? Get candle insurance so that our butts are covered every single time, just in case. A lot of people too don't read our instructions when we tell them like, hey, I know this is how you've been burning this candle for the last 20 years from Bath and Body Works, but when it comes to my candles, I'm gonna need for you to trim that wick, sis. Trim your wick. Make sure You are not putting your candle in draft areas. All the things that we used to do, even before I became a candle maker, I didn't trim no wick. No one ever told me to. So these are things that you need to understand, that not everybody are gonna follow the directions of your candle, but guess what? You have those things in place. You have your warning labels. You have all these things in place so that just in case, you're covered. So make sure you get candle insurance, you guys. There's so many different ones to choose from. Maybe in another video I can go through giving you a list of those things, but for now I just want to encourage you, if you have been on the fence thinking, should I get candle insurance? I mean, do I necessarily need it? Should I make a profit first? Before you sell any candle, y'all, get candle insurance. I'm so serious. Next, so when I started candle making, I didn't realize how lonely this kind of field is. You really have to build a community of people, and I feel like once I started this YouTube channel, like the feeling of being lonely definitely decreased significantly. So I don't feel like I'm alone, because I'm always here talking to you guys, reading you guys' comments, seeing you guys talk to each other. But it is imperative that you kind of build up a community, because it gets lonely and you want to be able to go and ask the questions that you have. Not every single time you're going to want to just research it. Now, should you always research it once you talk to someone who's giving you the answer? Absolutely. Always do your research. Always double check anything anyone tells you. Double fact check yourself, like for real. I'm not kidding about that. But you want someone who you can just hit up like, hey, like I was testing these new jars. Have you ever had these new jars? What did you do when it did this? Or what type of wax did you think worked best for this jar? Like, just to ask those simple questions. And this is why I tell you guys from my very first video, get in those candle Facebook groups, because in the beginning you're gonna feel so alone, and those groups are literally online digital communities that you can be a part of. And the best part about it is it's free. No one's asking you to pay anything to be a part of these groups of thousands of people who have gone through and felt the exact same thing that you felt. They've 9 times out of 10 already tested your jars. You can now go and see how they did it, and now you can try to go emulate that, and you can try to see, okay, what worked, what didn't work, and really understand that those communities are very helpful. You're going to want to be a part of a community. I've also built a little community with some people over on Instagram. Like, we frequently talk all the time about our candle businesses. None of them are in my state, which honestly does not bother me at all, because I'm always intrigued to learn about how things work for different states. I love seeing like the bigger cities do like the big grand gestures and try to figure out like, how can I get something like this in my city, you know? So it is very just imperative that you build a community, because this walk journey is gonna feel a little bit secluded and lonely at first, but long as you continue to put yourself out there, the community is gonna come with it regardless. I don't think that you should start your candle business if you do not have a plan. And what this means is, I really just highly encourage you guys to have, and I know you're gonna say that's a little steep, but I think everyone should have a 3-month goal. Every 3 months, there should be a new goal that you're trying to accomplish. And why I say that is because when it comes to this business, it's very easy to feel like you're not getting anywhere with your business, and you just really have no clear direction of where you're going. If you have that 3-month plan in action, you're always feeling like, okay, I've scratched this off in 3 months, I've scratched this off, okay, I can add something else, I can add something else. And these do not have to be big grand gestures. They can literally just be something as small as, now I need to figure out where the pop-up shops are gonna be in my city over the next 3 months. I'm still in the testing phase. Okay, so I need to narrow this down. Like, how many candles am I gonna want on my market? What items am I gonna be wanting to sell? Like, just come up with some actionable goals that you can make sure you're implementing every single day. And why I say you need to make sure that you have actionable goals is because you don't want to just say, I'm here to make money. Every 3 months I want to make money. Okay, you need to add an adverb to that. How do you want to make money? What steps are you going to take so that you can start your business, or you can continue your business, or wherever you you are in the phase of your candle making journey. What can you do to constantly continue to grow? So you want to make sure you have those actionable goals in every 3 months. Before, I was just kind of doing like every 6 months, and I realized like I change a lot within the 6 months. Like what my life looked like 6 months ago is not what my life looks like now, and it's definitely not the exact same things that I want out of my business that I did 6 months ago. Also too, that has to do with the economic landscape. Like that's constantly changing as well. So it determines what happens within my business as well. So just make sure that you're having those actionable goals that you can actually accomplish, and they do not have to be grand gesture. Don't overwhelm yourself. You know exactly what you want out of your business every 3 months. If it's, I just want to make sure that I have better packaging over the next course of this 3 months, or I want to make sure by the end of this 3 months that my packaging is tip top shape and I made it look really good and whatever, like, you know what I mean? All right, so next up, you are not ready to start your candle business if you have not tested fully, and this is why. You do not want to give your customers candles that are underwhelmed and really sabotaging yourself because you're not going to get any repeat customers. You guys, you need to come up with a quality product, and that only comes with testing. I don't really know how else I can tell you guys that testing is just such a costly thing in the beginning, because a lot of those things you're not going to be able to reuse, you're not going to be able to resell to your customer. It is literally just for the use of you testing. You're going to waste a lot of wax, a lot of wicks, a lot of product in the beginning, a lot of fragrance oil. And so I do not believe that you should start your candle business or say that you are up and running if you have not tested. I hear so many horror stories about people who just go to Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Amazon, or any of the candle vendors. They get a candle kit, they make the candle, and they initially just start selling it to people. That is so risky, and you never want to put yourself on the line like that. I would never personally put my name on something that I don't feel is tip-top shape, because that comes with being a perfectionist. Everybody's not a perfectionist, I understand that, and in this world of candle making, you're not going to be able to do things perfectly, but I'm not selling nobody nothing that I have not tested yet. Every single time, you guys, that I get new wax, I don't care if it's the same wax from the same company for the last 2-3 years, I am testing that wax. So I have gotten wax plenty of times where I knew it was not the wax that I had ordered, because at this time you start to know the textures, you know the feel, you know the look. You can literally instantly look at a wax and be like, that's not my wax that I use. I don't know what that is. And that's what I was able to do. And the company, of course, they made it right. So I'm not gonna say who they were, but granted, they made it right. But just with that little thing happening, and that could have really, if I was someone who did not test my wax in the beginning, that would have really hurt my business if I would have just made those candles and let them be what they were. I tested the wax that they sent me. The wax literally never solidified, you guys. It took over 24 hours for that wax to solidify. I don't know what it was that they sent me. I'm not kidding. Like, it was to a point I was like, I want to just put it in the freezer to see if it's going to solidify at some point. But the wax was terrible. It was brown. I used coconut soy wax, and I know that is a pure white substance. Sometimes have a little yellow tint, but for the most part, it's very white and rich in color. You sell to your customers a product that you know that you have not tested, and they get it and it's not good, you're never gonna have a repeat customer out of them. So however many candles you done made and sold, you have now deterred that many people from shopping with you. Is it really worth it? No. Just test your candles, you guys. I'm telling you, this is something that you're going to want to do. I don't know why you guys would want to put your name on something that is not in tip-top shape. People ask me on Instagram all the time. I don't know, you guys really be loving to ask me questions on Instagram, and I just really like try to answer to the best of my ability, but making a video so that multiple people can see it is always going to be best for me. So with that being said, you guys, make sure that you are testing your candles. Like, test your candles for real. I'm so serious, because you are only hurting yourself in the end. You don't want to give out a product that lacks good quality. You just don't. Next up on the list is, let's see. I think you guys, I think we've talked about everything. And last but not least, you are not ready to start your candle business if you are not ready to take criticism. If you are not ready to hear what your customers have to say about your product because you think you ain't a candle maker, how would you know? Yeah, but they are the consumers, so they know what worked and what did not work. You're going to want to listen to them. You're going to want to say, okay, what's your opinion? How do you like it? Like, I think, I don't know, maybe I'm going to start sending my customers like little cue cards so that you can say what you loved and liked about a candle and then like mail it back to me later once you finish the candle. I don't know. I feel like not a lot of times we are getting all the feedback that we would like. I do get a lot of my feedback from like on Instagram or like for repeat customers, or when you're doing like those pop-up shops, like people come back to your table, girl, I love these candles, like blah, blah, blah. And it's just so good to hear people talk about your product, whether it's good or bad, whatever. Like, I want to hear what you have to say. So this business is not for you, and I feel like this is with every business, but because we're here talking about candles, if you don't have a backbone, you're gonna be triggered by every single thing that someone says to you, and I don't want you guys to feel that way. Understand that we don't need to internalize every single thing that someone says to us that's not perfect, right? Or is not a compliment. Be willing to take criticism, be willing to take opinions, be willing to hear what your customer have to say, because they're gonna be that key component for you to continue to get better, for you to continue to strive further in your business. So have a backbone. This video is already getting a little bit too long, so I'm gonna just stop here, and I may make a part 2 if you guys feel like I left anything out. But these were just things that people keep asking me over on Instagram, and I was like, you know what, let me make a video. Y'all know I'm gonna make a video. I'm excited to be back with you guys. I'm excited to get back in the candle making world. One thing about it is I was not about to miss out on one of the busiest seasons of the year, which is the fall season and the holiday season. Like, this is where I make all of my money, like all of my money back throughout the year. If you're on the nudge and you feel like, I wanted to launch in the summer, but I'm not quite ready, do what you need to do so that you can start in the fall season, because I'm telling you, like, you're going to get everything back 10 times fold during the season. People ready to spend money. So with that being said, I'm glad to be back. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.